So what is the worst Resident Evil game? You could probably ask like 100 different people and receive probably, if there was 100 different Resident Evil games, 100 different answers. Some may say action movie Resident Evil 6. Some may say Resident Evil Survivor. Some other people may even say Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 7. If you say that, we need to have a chat in the comments, but it's all subjective. Everyone has an opinion on Resident Evil. But never has a Resident Evil offended me more than Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
It's hideous.
It seems like even when I give myself the freedom to talk about any game I want, I still get drawn to this trash. This is a third-person shooter that was released in 2012. God, 2012 was such a horrid year for Resident Evil, with Resident Evil 6 releasing 7 months later.
Let's go.
Leon, it's too late. There's nothing we can do.
I hope you'll realize how just downright freaking stupid this scene is. Leon, you looked at him for a good minute before you decided to go do anything. And the only time you decided to do something was when he started getting eaten. And I'm not accepting the game is fun in co-op excuse. Every single game, you can argue, is better in co-op because you have a companion that's suffering with you. Like, I sort of get people defending Resident Evil 6, saying that it's, you know, it's a fun action game, but it's not a Resident Evil game. And because it has Resident Evil in the title, I'm comparing it to other Resident Evil games, and it's one of the worst in the series. Okay. Now, this is where you tell me your favorite Resident Evil in the comments. Let me know. Now, I haven't played Operation Raccoon City in, I think, around a decade, and for some reason, the sadistic side of me said, why not play it in 2024? There's definitely not better games out there that I could be playing. Operation Raccoon City takes place at the same time as Resident Evil 2 and 3. You're sort of going alongside the events of Resident Evil 2 and 3, and they're happening around your squad of faceless umbrella people. Each mission, you're given an objective, and you just have to go from A to B. You could argue you have to do that in most Resident Evil games, but God, this game wants to be Gears of War, and it's not Gears of War. Now, the first mission in this game, though, you're playing next to Hunk. Hunk being one of the more underutilized characters in Resident Evil universe, a lot like many others. Oh, the iconic neck snap. Capcom, I love Leon, but damn, would it kill you to throw Rebecca or Billy into another game? Now on to the gameplay. As I said, this game tries to be Gears of War, and it fails so miserably. And this game gives me the lovely welcome of having enemies shoot back at me in a Resident Evil game. Playing a Resident Evil and instantly you're shooting other guys with guns. The first enemy I am fighting in a Resident Evil game are Spec Ops soldiers. Am I playing Resident Evil or Spec Ops The Line? What are we doing here? So there's a numerous wave of enemies. It's all going so well until just no words.
We may run into special operatives.
Oh, guys.
Where did my freaking health go?
Oh man, just look at that health drain. And then we respawn into this?
It's taking me back to the start of the room.
Also, this game has melee combat. The old tank control Resident Evils does melee combat better than this game.
It's actually so worthless.
Again, I do apologize if you enjoy this game or even enjoy Resident Evil 6, but it's just so bad, man. 2012 represents such a dark year for Resident Evil, where the franchise didn't know what it wanted to do. I mean, technically, it's not the worst Resident Evil game. I mean, Umbrella Corps existed for, like, a day. We progress further on into the facility, and Hunk is just here chilling. I don't know how he got here, but hey, bro, you do you. Hunk has been separated from the group, and now we need to deal with Burkin ourselves. We managed to escape Burkin for now, and now we need to go rendezvous with Hunk. And while trying to meet up with Hunk, Burkin decides to quite literally drop in on us once again. Oh, horrible. And also, one thing I do love with this game is constantly getting locked into animations after getting knocked on my ass.
No, William, stop it, stop it.
Oh, bro, this video is going to get disliked so much. But we end up escaping Burkin, and Hunk makes us leave him behind. And we'll never see him in a Resident Evil game unless the game has mercenaries in it. Now on to the next mission. We need to get to City Hall and wipe out some servers and some documents. and you'll get it in a little bit. We progress further on, and we actually get to fight zombies for the first time. Fighting zombies in a Resident Evil game. What an idea. And bro, using a shotgun in this game to kill the zombies, I will say, it's so satisfying. It's satisfying in every Resident Evil game, but in this game it just feels different.
Oh, this riot gun is fun.
We move on towards City Hall, and we run into a very familiar face from Resident Evil 3.
Is that Nikolai?
Nikolai Janov.
Yay, the boy.
Now, one of the only things I do like with this game is the amount of recurring characters you see from Resident Evil 2 and 3. You see Leon, you see Claire. I believe you even see Jill as well. Like, as fan-servicey as this game can be, like, with all the characters coming back, the rest of the game's trash, bro. Moving further on into City Hall, and of course, it doesn't take... We were just having fun with zombies, and of course, we're dealing with Spec Ops enemies again. And here's the main reason why I hate fighting these Spec Ops enemies, besides them shooting back at me. Bro. And now for the whole reason why we're actually here in City Hall, and that's to destroy these servers. And also we need to destroy any evidence of Umbrella's involvement with the outbreak of Raccoon City. And now it's time to deal with one of the more iconic Resident Evil enemies that has ever been created.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Now, they're still as annoying as ever to fight in any Resident Evil game, but God, I just love them so much, man. Then we escape the City Hall, and we've completed the mission. I wish there was more to say, but no. And that's where I kind of finished the game, to be honest. Like, I didn't really want to play too much more. I played a little bit. Obviously, I dealt with Nemesis. Like, that was fun.
Do you think that's enough?
As he's as bullet spongy as you can imagine, and you have Spec Ops enemies shooting at you, while Nemesis is also shooting at you. And your teammates are dying as well. Like, this game's a cluster. This game's a mess. So many games get canned and never released, and then this game came out. They thought, I mean, the concept itself is fine. You're playing as Umbrella soldiers during the Raccoon City outbreak. Like, that's kind of cool as a concept, but God, it just fell on his face so bad. Oh, that was not great. Again, if you like this game, more power to you. I wish I could like this game, but this game just, it's a dark part in my history of loving this franchise. I'm just so happy Capcom finally got their ducks in a row, so to speak. It took them 5 years, but we're back to good Resident Evil. And I can honestly say, aside from like the little spin-offs that they do every now and then with like their Dead by Daylight clone that they try to do for like that survived for like 37 minutes. Aside from that, all the mainline entries have been superb. Besides Resident Evil 3, I suppose, because I'm still missing that clock tower, Capcom. But yeah, that's my gripe with Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. And now I'm gonna go play Silent Hill. If you guys want to see me talk about Dead Rising Remake? Click somewhere here.